Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Tank Observers podcast. My name is Jackson McCarty, as always, joined by my co-host Chris Spar. And Chris, what are we doing today?
Back to superlatives, but
We
this
are.
time we're doing running backs because we're edgy.
Yeah, we're just gonna go straight down the line. Well, I know we had a little bit of a conversation about at the end of the show if we're gonna skip around or what. No, we'll keep it simple. We're gonna go ahead and just move our way down. Obviously, wide receivers will be next, but let's focus on these boys first and foremost. Travis Etienne. Right now, when we were talking about it, we were writing on the show. We didn't feel like there was a prom king candidate in this one. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence was our prom king.
Yes.
We went kind of a different route, sort of, for going Travis Etienne, best line leader, kicking it all the way back to our kindergarten, the years.
Yes, I was never much of a line leader myself, but that dude at the front of the class that the teacher was like, "You're responsible for a 6-year-old. You take care of the line leader responsibilities."
I trust you to get us to the bathroom.
Yes, that is ETN for this class because he's definitely the head of the class. I'd say he's the top back.
Yeah.
But I don't think the separation's quite there for him to be prom king. He ain't that dude.
Yeah, it's a pretty tight race, all things considered. But Etienne, as of right now, looks to be the prospect that you're like, I'll put my chips on you. Currently,
I feel like it's gonna be a similar situation with receivers too.
oh yeah, there's in my opinion 3 or 4 that have a right to prom king. I know not everybody loves Rondell Moore with a fiery passion like I do, but
I was going to say 3. But
yeah,
you and your Rondell.
I can't help it. But no, as we were saying, Etienne, the face of the group, it's kind of hard to debate that at this point. He has been the face of this class
That Clemson boy.
for so long. Just he's been riding it right along with Trevor, just neck and neck. And now they both look to be representing Clemson well in the NFL. Next up, the man who might potentially try to push him out of that line leader status. The reason we couldn't give him prom king, Najee Harris, Topher. Tell him what we gave him.
Najee Harris is our best performer.
Yes.
Because he is just a beast.
Yeah.
Best way to describe it. He always puts on a show. He performs. Like, that's what it is. Whether he's putting up better numbers than Travis, he's more fun to watch, in my opinion. Because he's just a monster. When you're that big and jumping over whole humans, like, come on.
Yeah,
He is Bama through and through. Because that dude, he'll run through a brick wall and then hurdle it on his way back.
You can describe Najee Harris, and you're like, oh, that kid went to Alabama.
Yes,
Like-
if you're, yeah, he's like 6'2", like 230. So he's a Bama back, huh?
Yeah.
How'd you know?
Because he's built like a Mack truck and still can probably run a 4.5 40. That's how I know.
You're handing a woolly mammoth a ball and saying, "Hey, find the end zone."
I'm interested to know what GMOs Alabama is putting in the cafeteria food because it's creating some superhumans. Look at Derrick Henry.
Monster people.
Derrick
Derrick Henry is the same size as Cam Newton.
Yeah, and it runs through anybody. I mean, don't look at the playoff game for reference of that. He wasn't quite all there today or Sunday. We're recording it on Sunday, but he'll bounce back regardless. Etienne looks to continue that long line of Alabama running backs and make them proud. So best performer,
Najee is a beast.
absolute beast. Javonte Williams, the running back from North Carolina. We could have put Michael Carter on here. We opted to just do Javonte since he does kind of look like the star performer for them. And we ended up putting most changed since freshman year. So.
Yeah, because I'm not the aficionado, but I certainly didn't know this guy's name until this year.
Yes.
So when it comes down to it, he came in all quiet like, and now he's setting the world on fire, looking at maybe being the 3rd or 4th back in this class, and 3 or 4 backs, as Ronald Jones like to show us all, can still go early 2nd round.
Oh yeah.
So this dude came in quiet, but he's killing it now. He's a beast.
Yeah, me and you were actually just doing some tape review on him today, actually, and we ended up comping him to Eddie Lacy.
I love Eddie Lacy. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Eddie Lacy. Yeah, Javonte Williams has just this unique running style. He's a strong back that's better when you hand it to him on the outside. You know, his vision's a little shaky when he goes between the tackles because he loves running right into linebackers' arms.
He plays like a puppy. It not like physicality. He's obviously a very strong and powerful running back, but he just looks excited to run around. You know what I mean?
He's just glad to be here.
Yeah, he's jumping over people. He's shuffling his feet. He's running right into the action. He's an interesting character, but he has come such a long way from his freshman year at UNC. He only got 60 touches or so, I believe. Wasn't much of a threat in the pass game. Had like somewhere in the teens catches. And now you look at him, he's caught 30-something balls for 300 yards. He has 1,000 yards to his name. He was averaging like 7.2 per touch this year.
That's actually freaking wild.
Yeah, like he was so improved. And when you look at the tape, it didn't even look like the same kid. I mean, obviously you can still see, okay, well, he likes these specific things. This is how he runs. But he looked like an NFL guy. And he was kind of the pillar representation of improvement and development.
Yeah, he's never really been all that exciting. Is his biggest downfall here. He's not the most thrilling back.
No,
he's not.
He doesn't.
He's not Najee. He's not Etienne. That's his biggest drawback. Really, that's probably the reason he's not getting as highly touted.
Realistically, he's kind of in the middle of those two guys. He has some of the power that Najee has. He has some of the speed and the footwork that Etienne has. But altogether, it does make kind of, unfortunately, a more boring style of runner. Not to say he's bad by any means, but it's not highlight reel. And regardless, we've just compared his playing improvement to growing out your bangs and wearing a lot of black shirts in high school. We've just put that on.
Oh, wow.
He came out of his shell, though. Props to him. Somebody who has not been able to come out of their shell, or they came out of their shell, they came back into it in a weird, just misnomer of a year. It's hard to figure out if the 2,000-yard season was him or if these 600-yard seasons are him. Chuba Hubbard, we have listed as the quietest. Topher, tell me a little bit why.
You know, he's also in this draft class for sure. He exists too. He's
so evil.
Way to follow up that 2,000-yard season, Chuba. But that's all I really got to say about him.
So evil. To put some stats on it, yeah, he went from 2,094 yards.
What happened?
With 21 touchdowns in 2019.
He did that. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, to 625 yards. 4.7 average, 5 touchdowns, caught 8 balls for 52 yards.
What happened?
It was just kind of, which maybe the issues that he had with Coach Gundy whenever he wore the shirt that was like a Republican news channel something, and Chuba did not like that. That caused some friction and made him not want to play for Coach. I don't know. That's not really our spot to speculate on, but Chuba has definitely fallen into the quietest, just from a weird regression.
I don't know what happened with him. Something happened. That's for sure. But he just wasn't the same dude. He was quiet. He wasn't just blowing up. He went from being like Trent Richardson,
yeah, to
being the fourth back in the draft class.
Yeah, I mean, if you could even put him there, I think we all have. Or like there's potential for Kenneth Gainwell to have been there, Zamir White to have been there, Puka Williams. I know he's not very high on anyone's board, but I personally love him. Chuba Hubbard very well could see himself as running back 6, running back 7 by the time the draft is here, just because this wasn't at all what he could have been hoping for his return.
Yeah, and I'm a big Master Teague guy too.
Yeah,
I know Master Teague for some reason got his carries stolen from him by some means, but I still have him pretty high on my own board based on what I have seen.
Trey Sermon.
Trey Sermon, exactly. He's the guy that's been stealing Master Teague carries.
Yeah, because he's been balling. Also,
no, it's not without good reason. Trey Sermon's looked outstanding, and I just personally like Master Teague.
I would like to call some attention back to when we were doing Would You Rathers. And one of them was, who would you rather have, Trey Sermon or Master Teague? You took Master. I took Sermon.
I did take Master Teague.
Look who's balling out. Should have put some money on it.
I'll break your glasses.
All right. So we wanted to go ahead and use those top 4, and in an effort to, for one, allow Topher to supply you guys with a promise he made last episode, and for me to get to put some own spotlight on one of my favorite players in the class, we decided to break it down into Jackson's pick, Topher's pick. I'll go ahead and do mine first, so that way you can finish the show and let it go down in a blaze of glory as you bring your prize to the table.
Oh yeah, I'm burning the ship down. But yes, you take it away, sir.
All right. I just mentioned him 30 seconds ago or so. Kenneth Gainwell, he is the best to take home to mom and dad, which if you've been watching the show for in and around, when did we do that, 9 months ago, probably?
Yeah, just about.
If you've been watching for that long, first of all, thank you. And second of all, you will remember us giving that award to one Mr. Jake Fromm and then spending 5 minutes about how much we trusted him as a quarterback. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he'll get that path behind Josh Allen's wild self.
Yeah, just it's not like it's his fault Josh Allen decided to be an MVP. A year departed from throwing a lateral and losing a playoff game.
And having the worst deep ball percentage and throwing them second most.
Guy had like a 67 PFF, and this year had a 97.
Yeah.
So
absolute stud.
We need the Patriots to trade for Jake Fromm.
Or Brian Dabble to leave.
Who?
The offensive coordinator for the Bills.
Ah.
Yeah. Do you want to be hopeful for Fromm and be like, let's let everybody play good, or do you just want to be like, I don't like Josh Allen? Because there's two very different paths moving forward on that one.
I could choose either.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd be too upset either way. Regardless, Kenneth Gainwell follows in Jake Fromm's footsteps, gets our best to take home to mom and dad. He does everything you need him to. I like to describe him as a safety net prospect because, we need somebody quick on this third down and 3. We're going to try to cycle him out, run it. We're going to run an outside toss to try to get that first. Oh, Kenneth Gainwell is going to run a 4.40 probably. Oh, we need somebody in the slot. Our slot guy's hurt, and we're looking to get our slot. Oh, Kenneth Gainwell knows how to play slot.
You're giving him that level of versatility.
Yes. No, well, that's what Memphis does. That's what Antonio Gibson was doing in Memphis. That's what, to a lesser extent, that's what Tony Pollard was able to do. And Kenneth Gainwell has made himself that mold.
They got them versatile backs there.
Yeah, I mean, if your kicker turner gets hurt, throw Kenneth back there. He can do that too. Like he really has the possibility to do everything under the sun other than like goal line running, because he's not a huge guy, but he falls into that mold that Memphis running backs have gotten.
Well, Memphis has had themselves a good goal line back. They still might. I don't remember his name particularly, but I know they did have themselves a goal line back that I'd always sign out free agency in Madden after I imported draft classes. It's just how it was.
Oh, good Lord. You and your Madden...
It's an easy callback. It's how I learned rosters.
If you were born after probably 97, that's how you know a lot of players, by growing up playing Madden and just being like, oh, this guy went here, this guy does this.
I can tell you the entire starting lineup for like half the teams in the NFL.
That's what I'm saying. It's perfect.
I play too much Madden.
That might be something to work on you for, but we are going to go ahead and let you talk about one Mr. Ben Mason.
Ben Mason, and hear me when I tell you, this guy is the best group project leader, because when you run a ball in the NFL,
yes,
or in college football, it's a group effort.
Yes.
Because you have 11 people on the field and 9 of them are blocking. And this guy is a beast when it comes to the lead block. He is your blocking fullback. He is your Juszczyk, your Pat Ricard. He gets out in front. He's a little quick, probably looking at like a 4.7. That's fine when it comes to fullbacks, as long as you can get in front and take on a linebacker, or, you know, if everyone does their jobs right, maybe a safety or something like that, then you're looking at least 6 yards. And that's what this guy's going to catch.
Go ahead and share with the class what your endearing nickname for him was.
Captain Mohawk here is always out in front. He knows. Just look up a picture of Ben Mason. It's rough. He has a great mohawk, though. But Captain Mohawk, he gets out in front, and he sets up those run plays. He is my pick. Best group project leader. You could probably snag him like the 6th round. We're looking at a future Pro Bowler, star, and Mohawk icon.
I've been looking at this since I know that this is who you're going to pick. I can't figure out who has that hair. It's similar. I think The Undertaker might have had something along the lines.
No, The Undertaker had some flow. He had long hair,
but I think he like cut his hair off at one point. Like I think I remember seeing a picture.
You might be thinking of Kane. He looks a little bit like Kane, except he has a strip instead of baldness. Because Kane was bald.
Yes, Kane was bald without the mask and hair addition. But
I don't think he's a wrestler though, because I know what you mean. The hair looks familiar.
Chuck Liddell.
That's what it is.
He has Chuck Liddell's hair, but black.
Yeah, there you go. It's a little bit thinner too, because does Chuck Liddell have a mohawk? Yeah, you know what? He has the same hair as Chuck Liddell.
Yeah, it's something to behold.
But yeah, he's a solid lead blocker, and anyone who runs a lead blocker, Patriots, should look into him, especially since their lead blocker has been out for 2 straight seasons.
And they're just like, oh well.
Yes, they just kind of have dealt with it.
They're like, okay.
But yes, this is my pick, Ben Mason. Got to give some fullback love. This is how it is.
I'm proud of you, Topher. You brought the fullbacks to the running back group like you said you were going to.
I did.
And now, for all the fullback aficionados, you're welcome.
Ben Mason.
Captain
Mohawk.
Ben Mason, Ramondre Stevenson, Spencer Brown. A couple names to keep your eye on, but Captain Mohawk.
Captain Mohawk out of Michigan is a stud.
Well, Topher, that concludes this episode. Next up, we'll be doing the wide receivers.
Yes, we will.
I'll probably say something that'll make somebody mad about Jamar Chase.
I'm sure you will. It's very much like us to just hate on a prospect that's probably going to wind up being good. That's how it is.
Yeah, I mean, with all the slander I threw at Justin Herbert last year.
And then he broke the rookie touchdowns record.
After starting 3 games into the season. 4? 3?
In 13 or 12 or 13 games.
Yeah, just was like, oh, hey, by the way, I'm really good at this whole football thing.
Yeah, I was pretending to be bad in Oregon. Like,
he's like, I don't want to go to Cincinnati. What do you mean? I'll go to L.A. Even if my team sucks, I get to live on the beach.
Keenan Allen.
Yeah, Keenan Allen. I'll hang out with Keenan Allen and the better Bosa brother. Sorry, I had to do it. Yeah, so next episode, we will be doing wide receivers. Haven't made up our minds if we want to do receivers and tight ends or split them off. But
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. And next time you see us, you'll know our decision. But for now, I'm Jackson McCarthy.
And Mohawks are not a fashion statement.
See you guys next time.
Please show me a better example